Yes, my dear students of 10th standard. Nowadays, we are discussing about the textbook evaluation of Unit 11, Carbon and its compounds. Already we discussed about the choose the best answer, also conducted a test and fill-ups, match the following, then short answer questions. So nowadays we are discussing about Roman letter 6 long answer question in page number 171. Roman letter 6 long answer questions. Already we learned about the homologous series and then IUPAC name, how to arrive the IUPAC name. Then is ethanol manufactured from sugarcane. Then now we are going to discuss about the fourth question answer. Give the balanced chemical equation of the following reaction. Fourth question, page number 171 of your science book. Give the balanced chemical equation of the following reaction. So, my dear students, with regards to the chemical equations, already learned in 8th standard, 9th standard, what is called a chemical equation, also what is called balanced chemical equation. So, chemical equation is nothing but it is a shorthand representation of a chemical reaction using symbols and molecular formula. So chemical equation is a shorthand method of writing or representation of a chemical reaction using symbols and molecular formula. And what is called a balanced chemical equation? So according to the law of conservation of mass, in a chemical reaction, the mass of the reactant should be always equal to the mass of the product. The total mass of the reactant should be equal to the total mass of the reactant. So then only that equation is balanced. We have to check the number of atoms on the reactant side are equal to the number of atoms on the product side. If it is equal, then only it is going to be balanced equation. This we have to do without altering the molecular formula. So there are some conditions in writing the balanced chemical equation. First one, see, to write a chemical equation, you should know the name of the reactants and product. You should know the name of the reactant and product. And you should know to write the molecular formula. The molecular formula of the reactant and molecular formula of the product. Then thirdly, you have to write and balance. So first you have to write word equation in the form of word. You have to write in word using the English alphabet. You have to write in word. Then you have to convert into symbols and molecular formula. Then thirdly, you have to balance the equation. Check whether the atoms of the reactants are equal to the atoms of the product. If it is so, means that is called a balanced chemical equation. Now see, first one, neutralization of sodium hydroxide with ethanoic acid. So you have to understand from the question itself what is called a neutralization. So this also already learned in 8th and 9th standard. Neutralization is nothing but when an acid reacts with the base, salt and water are formed. This is called a neutralization. Normally, acidified solutions when react with the alkali basic solution, salt and water are formed. So bases are neutralized by acid. So this is called a neutralization. Now here see in this question, sodium hydroxide is a base. Sodium hydroxide is a alkali which is ready to dissolve in water. So sodium hydroxide when react with the acid, ethanoic acid. So suppose sodium hydroxide react with hydrochloric acid, means what will happen? going to give sodium chloride and water. Common salt and water are formed. But here sodium hydroxide react with the ethanoic acid. And sodium hydroxide formula is given NaOH. What is the formula of ethanoic acid? Just now we have learned in this lesson ethanoic acid formula CH3COOH. CH3COOH. That is the formula of ethanoic acid. So student, you have to know the formula. Then only you can write the chemical equation. So sodium hydroxide NaOH, ethanoic acid CH3COOH. Then what will be formed when these two react? What will obtain? That you have to know. So salt and water are formed. What kind of salt? Sodium ethonate and water. Sodium ethonate and water. So what is the form of sodium ethonate? CH3COONE. CH3COONE, water plus water H2. So these things you should know. Then only you can write a chemical equation. Now we are moving to the answer. Take page number. See, that is in page number. So here it is given. See, that is in page number 165. 165, column 2, second column, third, reaction with base. Reaction with base. That is the answer for that question. First subdivision, reaction with base. Ethanoic acid react with sodium hydroxide to form sodium ethonate and water. What is the form of ethanoic acid? CH3COOH. Then sodium hydroxide NaOH gives the CH3COO. The CH3COO combined with the metal sodium CH3COONE. That is sodium ethonate. Sodium ethonate. A salt is formed plus water. So when acid react to the base, salt and water are formed. That's why this is called a neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. So you have to know the name of the reactants and name of the products. Also you should know the symbolic representation, that is the molecular formula of the reactant and molecular formula of the product. Then only you can write the chemical equation. So this you can attain only by practice. Only by regular practice you can achieve this skill. So what you have to do, you have to take a rough notebook and write and practice. Write and practice. First you have to write a word equation. How to write word equation? Ethanoic acid plus sodium hydroxide gives sodium ethonate plus water. You have to write in word. You have to write in word using the English alphabet. Then you have to try to convert it into the formula. Sodium ethonate plus water. I have to convert first one. See, ethanoic acid CHCOOH plus sodium hydroxide NaOH gives CH3COONA plus water. Similarly, you have to practice all the chemical reaction. This will help you to improve yourself in the coming years, in the coming next higher standards. So you have to practice. Now, next subdivision, the question. Next subdivision is given, that is say here second one, evaluation of carbon dioxide by the action of ethanoic acid with the sodium bicarbonate. This is the same kind of reaction. See here, same ethanoic acid is used. What is the formula of ethanoic acid? CH3COOH. Sodium bicarbonate is given NaHCO3. That is sodium NaH hydrogens, NaHCO3. HCO3 is called bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate. What is the other name for sodium bicarbonate? This is called baking soda. This is used in our houses, also in the bakeries, to give softness to the food item. So ethanoic acid CH3COOH plus NaHCO3, and you have to know what are the products will be formed. So here also salt, water, carbon dioxide are formed. So this is carbonate. NaHCO3 is a carbonate. Wherever carbonate salt is involved in the chemical reaction, carbon dioxide gases form. Sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, magnesium carbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. So wherever carbonate salts are react with acid, salt, water, carbon dioxides are formed. Salt, water, carbon dioxides are formed. So these are the common things that you have to keep in your mind. So ethanoic acid you have to write, and sodium bicarbonate, and sodium ethanoate, carbon dioxide, water. This you have to write in word, then you have to convert it into the molecular formula and balance, and you have to balance. Now we move to the answer, that is in page number 165. Page number 165. Here see, it is given, that is second column, second reaction. See, reaction with the carbonate and bicarbonate. Here sodium carbonate also given, sodium bicarbonate also given, but we are asked to write in the second one, and the question second one is asked, that is ethanoic acid CH3COOH plus sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3 gives sodium ethonate salt CH3COOH, sodium ethonate plus carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide upward aroma because it is a gaseous product. It is a gas. Gases are lighter than air, so it's always move upward. So it's given upward arrow mark plus water H2. So you should keep in your mind, whenever acid react with the carbonate salt, carbon dioxide, water are formed. So CH2CO is ethanoic acid, NaHCO3 is sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate gives sodium ethonate plus carbon dioxide plus water, plus carbon dioxide plus water. The same kind of product also form when this ethanoic acid react with the sodium carbonate. Same kind of product, and the number of moles only differ. So you have to write in practice. In a rough notebook, you have to write ethanoic acid plus sodium by, you have to write in word, gives sodium ethonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So you have to write collectively all the reaction in the form of word, and you have to write and practice without referring the book. This only help you to get the knowledge of writing chemical reaction equation. Then third subdivision. What is third question? Move to third one, that is oxidation of ethanol by acidified potassium dichromate. Oxidation. So you have to know, whenever you read the question, you have to understand what is called oxidation. Oxidation of addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, loss of electron. All this you have already learned in 9th standard. Oxidation is addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, or loss of electron. You see, here oxidation is given on ethanol. What is the formula of ethanol? C2H5OH. Also you can write CH3CH2OH. There are two forms. Acidified potassium dichromate. What is the form of potassium dichromate? Potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7. 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 So these things you have to know. Now we are moving to the answer. It is in the ethanol part. It is page number 164, second column. That is C3, subdivision 3, oxidation. Ethanol is oxidized to ethanoic acid with alkaline potassium permanganate. K-monophore means potassium permanganate, or acidified potassium dichromate. K2Cr2O7 is called potassium dichromate. So potassium permanganate means alkaline, potassium dichromate means acidified. So ethanol CH3CH2O, that is the formula of ethanol. in presence of potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7, K2Cr2O7. H plus refer, that is acidified. When acidified means that the H plus ions or H3O plus ions are going to be there. So that is called acidified. Suppose KM1 that is going to be alkaline, OH minus will be there. Then oxidation, it is given 2, that is oxidation take place. Oxidation take place. What are the product? Acid and water. So on the oxidation of ethanoic acid in presence of potassium dichromate, ethanoic acid and water. So ethanol oxidized to give ethanoic acid and water. So you have to know the word equation. First you have to write ethanol in presence of potassium dichromate, ethanoic acid and water. Ethanoic acid formula you know, CH2OH plus water. And the same reaction is there. This kind of reaction, this kind of test is used to identification of alcohol. This also you have to know. So during this reaction, what happens? See, actually that potassium dichromate is in orange in color. When oxidation takes place, that orange color change to green. Orange color change to green. So this kind of principle is applied to identify the alcohol percentage. The alcohol percentage present in the solution, or the drivers or drunkards, how much of alcohol is present in the blood can be identified using this kind of reaction, using the principle. Then next question, it is fourth subdivision, that is combustion of ethanol. Combustion is called combustion. Combustion is nothing but it is a process of burning. It is a process of burning in presence of oxygen. So all the organic hydrocarbons are highly inflammable. It readily burn, vigorously burn in presence of oxygen. So ethanol also burn vigorously, violently. The reaction is faster in presence of oxygen. Combustion means burning of ethanol. That day outer. So what will happen? See, during the burning process of ethanol, page number 164. 164, second column, subdivision 6, combustion. So ethanol is highly inflammable, so vigorously, violently burn in presence of oxygen. It burns with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. So this is the common reaction whenever these hydrocarbons burn in presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water, and excess of energy in the form of heat will be liberated. Energy is obtained. So ethanol C2H8 in presence of excess of oxygen, 3 moles of oxygen, carbon dioxide get 2CO2 plus water are formed. So hydrocarbons burns in presence of oxygen, vigorously give carbon dioxide and water. So these are the 4 chemical reactions asked in the question number, the fourth long answer. Simple. You have to write and practice. Only by regular practice you can get the knowledge of writing answer. First one, neutralization of sodium hydroxide with ethanoic acid. You should know the formula of the reactant and product, sodium ethanoate and water. Then next, evolution of carbon dioxide. So the ethanoic acid CH2OH plus sodium bicarbonate, sodium ethanoate, carbon dioxide, water. Then oxidation of ethanol CH2OH in presence of potassium dichromate, ethanoic acid and water are formed. Then combustion means burning. So ethanol burn vigorously in presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide and water are formed. So my dear students, you have to take your rough notebook, first to learn, write the word equation and convert it in the molecular formula, symbol and molecular formula, and try to balance it. This kind of writing chemical reactions can be obtained only by regular practice. Only by regular practice. So practice well, get the knowledge of writing equation thoroughly without mistake. Thank you. God bless you.